Since the 1960s, we've been fighting this war on poverty in America. I mean, this takes us back to the time of LBJ when he was president. And since then, we have spent tens of trillions of taxpayer dollars trying to, fight this insane war. Add to that, since 2011, every year since then, in the federal government budget, we have spent in excess of $1 trillion on some 80-plus welfare programs to benefit the poor. Now, this does not include money spent by local and state governments. It does not include money spent by churches or other nonprofit organizations who are dedicated to helping out the poor and those in poverty. So that number together would be just astronomical. Now, many people have talked about how do we end this thing on poverty. And by the way, it's important for you to realize that the rate of poverty today is about what it was back in the 1960s. So this, in my little world, equals a complete failure. I mean, total 100% bomb. Now, Jeffrey Sachs wrote this book several years ago called The End of Poverty. It's a very good book. I encourage you to read it. Now, he was dealing with poverty from the global perspective, all the nations in the world, but his answer is pretty simple. You put more money into it, even more money, and all the programs and policies that don't work now, just replace those with a bunch more programs and policies that he suggested. Maybe he's right. I don't know. But I think my idea just blows his and everybody else's out of the water. You ready for this? This is shocking. Can you handle the truth? So let's take just the federal government budget for these 80-plus welfare programs. Eliminate all of them. Also eliminate all the tens of thousands of genius bureaucrats that we have to manage the programs. Also eliminate all the NGOs, these non-governmental organizations that get billions of dollars to carry out these programs on the local level. Get rid of all of those. And instead, just do this. Now, the 2020 census said that we have a total of 37.2 million Americans living in poverty. Take that federal government money and simply write checks to everybody in poverty. Every adult would be paid $30,000 a year. Not only would it save taxpayer dollars, it would eliminate poverty immediately. All right, what do you think about that idea? Go to my website, uobilly.com or universityofbilly.com/podcast. If you go there today, this podcast will show up at the very first one. Click the comments. Tell me what you think. I want to hear from you. Tell me what's wrong with this idea. It would actually save us money. And listen, even best for me, it takes the money out of the hands of these tens of thousands of bureaucrats and these NGOs and puts it in the hands of the people who need it the most. Imagine that idea. uobilly.com.